My name is Jen Cushman. I am an empathic intuitive. I am a Reiki master. I am studying Huna, which is ancient Hawaiian energy practices and energy work. I'm an artist. I'm a teacher. I'm a retreat leader. And I really just love anything and everything that has to do with the arts and intuition and spirit and the healing arts. And I put those together and I call them art plus spirit. And that's really my passion. And so, really, what I'm here is to help anybody and everybody tap into their own inner knowing and their own inner intuition, because we all have it, right? There is nobody who is technically just a psychic out there, right? People that call themselves psychics or intuitives or do it. We just do what you guys can do. Also, we just may have a more natural ability for it, or more likely, we've been studying it and practicing it over time. So part of what I want to do is I want to teach people how to tap into their own intuition. Okay. My favorite people in life are artists, creatives, healers, and feelers. And, empaths. You guys, empaths are my people. So I just wanted to get that out of the way because I haven't said that for a while. And if I get any new people on or on YouTube, I just want you guys to know who I am, what I do, and why I'm qualified to talk about this stuff. Okay. Okay. Oh, I also do NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, and mental emotional release, and I'm hypnotherapy, right? So I do that as well. So those are the credentials. Get those out of the way. And what I really want to talk to you today. So you guys know, I think you all know that I had COVID, and it got me really rough. It was really, really hard. I had 9 days of it. I did get medicine for it, but it knocked me flat out. I didn't actually test negative until the 12th day, and I'm actually feeling so much better. Okay. Today was the first day I was able in 3 weeks to be able to get back to the gym and swim today. And I took it easy because I know about relapse, you guys. So I took everything easy, but I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling much more like myself, and I'm back into things. Okay. Wanted to wear my hearts today and everything else. So one of the things that I really wanted to talk to you about is today's topic is mindfulness. And what is mindfulness? And more importantly, and more specifically, I want to talk about meditation. And the reason why I want to do a subject just on meditation today is because when I polled you guys and I polled my community, my people who show up every single week, and I asked you guys, what kind of things do you want to learn about in 2024? One of my, founding members, right, who, I don't think she's here today, but Carolyn, she actually wrote back and she said that she would like to know about my specific meditation practice. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get that specific about my meditation practice. Maybe I will. But really, what I wanted to do is I wanted to ease back into Magic Mondays again after COVID, because I'm easing back into life. So I didn't want to tackle a hard subject today. I wanted to do something very simple, very easy, and something, excuse me, that I have a lot of knowledge about. You guys, that's the energy moving, right? So all of the energy's moving. You guys being here is creating the energy. All of that, just a little backslide here is to let you know about this is what happens on Magic Mondays when I show up and I hit that button and you guys all show up, is the energy starts moving. The intuition really starts coming online in a big way. My nose gets itchy because I know you guys want readings, and then the gas starts bubbling. So that is just energy moving. So forgive me when I have to take those moments, but that's what it is. It's me showing up for you. So, okay, we're going back to meditation. Okay. So mindfulness has been a major buzzword. And I know you guys have been hearing this buzzword for a long time. I have too. And the reason why, corporations are instilling mindfulness techniques for their employees, right? It used to be that they just had, they would have a home gym, or a gym, not a home gym, but a gym at the office, and people could go work out to release stress. Well, now they're doing things like yoga classes, and they're doing things like meditation practice, and they're bringing in mindfulness teachers and mindfulness instructors. They're bringing in artists, to help do the creative thing. So even corporate America is really understanding that our stress levels are through the roof in this country, globally, and particularly in the US. And what's happening is because our stress levels are through the roof, the stress is actually what causes high blood pressure and, heart disease and, all of these other things. Stress is really the number one killer. It doesn't manifest as the number one killer. Like they don't put it on anybody's death certificate, died of stress, died of heart attack, died of other things, but it was the stress that was contributing factor to it. So mindfulness is a huge buzzword right now, and anything that we can do to calm down our nervous system. And the reason why this is such an important topic for me and for you guys in the community is because as creatives, healers, and feelers, we are walking around with open nervous systems, right? Our feelers are out in the world. Our nervous systems are more developed usually, right? So empaths are about anywhere from, they haven't got a quite number, but it's anywhere from 12% to 18% of the population are empaths. And in empaths, they're starting to have scientific evidence that empaths are our neuroscience, our nervous system, our neurology is actually wired differently than the rest of the population. And if you go back in evolution, way back in evolution, it was incredibly important because essentially the people in the tribe who had these open nervous systems that were able, with a super sixth sense, be able to sense danger, was able to do an early warning sign to keep the tribe safe. I know you guys have heard the whole story about the canary in the cage. In the mines, they would actually take the canaries down into the mines because they were so sensitive that they would, if there was going to be gas leaks or other stuff, the canaries would pass over and die way before it would get to the human beings, because that's what was going on. And then that's how they knew. So when you hear the canary in the cage, or the canary is the warning system, that is because of the open nervous system to be able to feel the subtle energies and the energetic feels of the outer realm. So for those of us that are empaths, healers, feelers, highly sensitives, our stress level can go through the roof just being around people who are stressed. It doesn't even have to be ours. We pick up on it. And so I have spent most of my life figuring out, A, I'm a healer, B, I'm an empath, and C, I have a very open nervous system. And how am I going to figure out how to live in the world and control that in a healthy way without drugs, alcohol, all the other stuff, which is what happens to a lot of creatives, a lot of sensitives can't handle all the sensory information coming in. So they end up trying to dole it down, numb it out with, other kinds of addictions, particularly drugs and alcohol. So I want us to be healthy, right? I want to be healthy. I want you guys to be healthy. We are in the third. I have not been healthy the first part of January. I'm getting back to health. And one of the ways to return to health is to do mindfulness practices. Mindfulness at its most simple just means being present. It means your mind is not in the past. Your mind is not in the future, and your mind is here. I have a card in my deck I love that is my mindfulness card. It is called Be Here Now. Whenever I feel my mind racing in those mind thoughts and I'm all in the past in a past event, or I'm so far in the future of something that I'm worried about, I literally take a big breath, calm my nervous system down, and I say to myself with closed eyes and my hand just like this, I calm myself down. I go like this. I take a big deep breath and I say, be here now. And sometimes I have to say it 3 or 4 times to get that monkey brain to calm down, right? Be here now. And it's my way of bringing myself into the present, because when I bring myself into the present and I take 3 deep breaths, I actually tell my nervous system to go from the waking beta state into a lower state, a lower brainwave state, so I can be a calmer state, engage my parasympathetic nervous system. Okay. So that's all mindfulness. Mindfulness is just training your mind, mostly your mind, and your neurology to be in the present moment. Eckhart Tolle has made a lifetime of teaching people to be in the present, right? That is what it is. There are major spiritual teachers out there that are just teaching us to be in a present. And now there's also health people and other people. So mindfulness is taking care of our four bodies that I talked about. We had that discussion the second week in January, our spiritual body, our mental body, our emotional body, and our physical body. And mindfulness helps all four of our bodies and our three selves. Okay. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you specifically about is meditation. So that was what Carolyn asked me to talk about, is meditation in my practices. Now, the journalist in me is coming out, you guys. Remember, I have my degree in journalism. I worked as a journalist for a while, which is pretty funny because I actually don't watch the news anymore because I don't like where it goes. So, but I love statistics. As a journalist, you love statistics. So here's what I want to read to you about. I just want to read a couple of notes I wrote down about meditation. And this is factually studied. Okay. So there are 200 to 500 million people in the world who practice and meditate, who practice a meditation practice. I think that's pretty cool. Now, 200 to 500 million people sounds like a lot, but when you think about we're like 7 to 8 billion people in the world, it still means that mindfulness and meditation is not something, it's something we all know about, but it's not something we all practice. So out of those 8 billion people, there's about, 7 billion. I don't know what our recent number, it was 7. I think it's getting closer to 8 billion now. Only 200 to 500 million people meditate. And how cool is it that 200 to 500 million people meditate? Okay. And in the United States, meditation is the second most popular mind, body, spirit practice behind yoga. So yoga comes out as number 1, and then meditation is number 2. So that's pretty cool. Okay. And then here's something that's pretty cool that I found out that it was interesting as I was Googling today. Because I'm going to talk to you about apps, because that is something that's going to come up as a question, I'm sure. So I want to tell you that the app market for meditation actually reached $4.64 billion in 2023, 4.64 billion in 2023. And most people who use a meditation app like Calm or Headspace, which are the most popular ones, spend about 21.21. I love that, 21.21 a month on their meditation app. So, so they actually spend about $20 a month in order to have that ability to help them meditate. Okay. Women are 2 times more likely to meditate than men, which I think is pretty cool. I'm going to say it and it's going to go on YouTube, but you know what? I'm sorry. Most women, we are just kind of smarter than men when it comes to health, body, mind, and fitness, right? Men are great. I'm not saying anything bad. Love men, love my husband, love the male species and the male sex. You know what I mean? I call them a species. They are like their own species sometime. And I know how smart women are. We are collaborative. We are intuitive. We know that it's important to take care of ourselves because we cannot fill from an empty cup. So women are 2 times more likely. 87% of people meditate by themselves. And here's one I love. So there are studies that have been done on the body, and it is actually proven by science, that people who regularly meditate, who meditate for at least 20 minutes every single day, that just the act of meditation, when they go in and check out your cellular aging, it reduces the rate of your cellular aging, and it is associated with longevity. So if you want to reverse age when you get older, which is what I want to do, I just turned 56 and that is fine. I'm all good. I'm like, I don't mind getting older, but I am not getting old. And that is a mindset thing. And so I have people that, tell me stories and stuff, and they say that they're like, my gosh, do you ever, from high school and stuff, they're like, do you ever age? You look like you're getting younger. Well, yes and no. I don't look like I'm getting younger, and I truly don't look my age. I don't feel whatever that age is. And because of the health journey I've been on, the mind, body, soul, or actually the 4, the spiritual mind, body, soul, physical, I have decided that I don't want to feel pain, aches and pains when I get older. I don't want to believe the mindset that says, it's a bitch to get old and this is just going to happen to you when you age. No, 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 no. I'm going to do the things that I'm going to do, and I'm going to slow down my cellular aging, and I'm going to reverse age. Okay. So those are the things I just want to tell you about meditation. And then the last couple of things I want to tell you about is, before I get into the apps, the last thing I want to tell you is I have been focusing on the physical benefits of it today. And what I really want you guys to know is there are massive spiritual benefits about meditating and having a quiet practice. And it is a practice. It is just like going to the gym. It is just like choosing healthy fruits and vegetables over processed food and cookies. You know, it is a practice. It is a lifelong practice. And for those of us that are on a spiritual path, if you want to develop your intuition, if you want to get stronger intuitive hits, right? If you want to open up your clairs, right? Your claircognizant, your clairvoyance, which is symbolic sight, your clairaudience, which is hearing, your clairsentience, which most of us have, right? That's the number one clair for most people is clairsentience, which means they feel it, right? And then so claircognizance, clairsentience, and clairvoyance, which is the vision. And then of course there's gustatory and taste and sound, right? Or physical. If you really want to develop your clairs, meditation is necessary. A quiet practice is necessary. I have been saying this for going on 4 years right now, you guys. Spirit is so much more subtle. It works in the subtle energy field, right? It is outside of our body. It is energetic in the ethers, right? In the quantum field, in quantum energy. That is where spirit lies. That is where our higher self lies. That is where intuition lies. The thing that most people say when they can't feel it or they can't hear it, it's because the mind is so busy and the world is so busy that the constant chatter, right? The constant loops, the constant internal thought process is what is keeping us, you, me, when I don't do my practices, from being able to increase, expand, and really tune into our spidey senses. So if you want to be more intuitive in your life, if you want to pick up on the subtle realms, if you want to even just know what your loved ones are thinking and feeling, particularly if you might have loved ones who aren't so great with words and expressing themselves with words, then that intuition is really, really important. And the way you begin to develop your intuition is with meditation and mindfulness. Okay. Okay. So for my creatives, my healers and feelers, I would say that meditation for you really, really should be, and I don't like to should on anybody. I don't like to should on myself, and I don't like to should on you guys either, but it really would behoove you. That's my angel's word, right? It really would behoove you to make sure that you have a quiet practice. If developing your intuition, quieting your brain, reverse aging, feeling better, looking better, not having heart attacks, having better heart health, not having depression, all of not having to take as much medicine. If all those things are important to you, make a quiet practice a priority. Okay. Thank you, Anne, for that. It leads right into the last thing I want to tell you, and then I'm going to pull cards. And everybody else, Anne says, losing my train of thought is so frequent and so frustrating. You guys, this is why most people don't meditate, because it is so hard to stop the monkey mind, myself included, okay? Although I'm so much better at it because of my regular practice. So what we're doing, meditation stops that mind. It gets us into the no thought thinking process. And it is so hard for us to do, particularly in a busy world with busy schedules, that it's the number one reason why most people don't meditate. So there's two types of meditation, and the Buddhist monks have this down. I don't know if Susan's here, but Susan Stith is one of our regulars, you guys. She's always on here. She's a meditation expert and Buddhist chanting and all that kind of stuff. She's amazing at it. So, but anyway, so there are two types of meditations. that's called with seed and without seed. Without seed is the transcendental meditation. That's the one where you just sit on a map, you just go into that space, you're able to just calm down and you can get into that space of nothingness in your brain, right? You can have no thought. Most people can't do that. Most people need with seed. It means you need help. It means you need an app. It means you need a guided meditation. You need music. You need something to help distract that monkey mind. So I want you to know there is nothing wrong with using seed when you meditate, and particularly when you first start meditating to get a practice. If that's why the apps are so popular. If you need to go to Calm, if you need to go to Headspace, if you need, I started with Insight Timer. That's the one I used. If you need to go to Insight Timer, then use your tools and do not shit on yourself and do not feel bad if you can't stop the racing thoughts. That is perfectly normal. You know, it's like we live in the world. We are not Buddhist monks. We cannot go live on a mountaintop. We can't leave our children, our husbands, our wives, our lives, our jobs behind to go hang out on a mountaintop or go to an ashram. Just not doable in today's world. So what makes it doable are the apps, the intention, the habit, the motivation. Okay. So that's really what's important there. I do use a program that I love very much. It's called HoloSync, HOLOSYNC. And what it is it is sounds that I put on, and it is binaural sounds. And so it is frequencies that within the brain and in the neurology, the frequencies between the two ears are at different tones. So it actually takes the mind and it kind of scrambles a little bit of the neurology, and it takes it in there and scrambles a little bit and rearranges your neurology so you can actually get into that deeper meditative space so much quicker. So I hear the sound of rain coming in, and then I hear these tones of different kinds of tones, and I just put it on the background, and then it just helps me calm. So I bought it, I think it was $200, something like that, and it's a lifetime. So I use HoloSync. That's something I use a lot in order to do my meditation. I also use my music from Huna. I'll be going back to Hawaii in March. I will be continuing my practice and my energetic study with Huna. And there is quiet practice music that we do there with Seed. And I am so anchored to that the second I put that music on, my body just, my neurology just goes, it's time to meditate. And it's the easiest way for me to get into meditation. And when I have a lot going on, when I have a busy schedule, when I have a lot of clients, sometimes I can't stop those racing thoughts. So do what you can, do what you have, start with 5 minutes. And really, I'm just going to give you all a challenge because I love you all so much. And you are so part of my community. And I want you happy, healthy, and whole. I want you that in spirit, mind, heart, and body. And I'm just telling you right now, if you could be one of the 200 million to 500 million people that have some kind of meditation practice, you are going to be so much further ahead physically, emotionally, mentally, ahead of most of the other people out there. You will be able to find that calm, grounded center within you, and you will be able to transcend and have transcendence beyond just your normal every single day. Okay? Okay.